All right, good morning, ChampCar fans. Welcome to your virtual drivers meeting for the TireRack.com ChampCar Endurance Series race at Palm Beach International Raceway. As always, we'd like to thank our sponsors, including, obviously, TireRack and Frozen Rotors, Racing Radios, Lifeline Fire Suppression, RVA Graphics and Wraps, Bell Racing, the official helmet of ChampCar, NLA Parts and UUC Motorworks, and of course, the Chandler School, who sponsors our Sportsmanship Award. More about that on Sunday afternoon at the award ceremony. And our class sponsors, Discovery Parts, MoneyShiftRacing.com, and Krispy Kreme. We always appreciate our sponsors being on board with us. They certainly help you guys out with the cost of racing, and sometimes they bring us some really cool prizes to give away from you guys. And while I'm on the topic of thank yous, I want to extend a thank you for you who choose to race with us. Both those of you who race with us regularly and participated in our championships, and those of you who may be looking to try ChampCar for the very first time. So if you're a first-time racer down here in Palm Beach, or you haven't been with us in a while and you're coming back again, we appreciate your business. As always, I hope you have a really good time at the event. I hope you leave the track with your car as intact as it was when you got there. And most importantly, I hope you have a good enough time to come back and race with us again. So without further ado, moving on. Couple moving parts for this race. So I'm going to start off with a little bit of the schedule. Again, Palm Beach International Raceway, you can drop off your trailer on Thursday before the event, but your trailer drop is going to be outside the main gate in one of the overflow parking areas. So if you need a place to drop your rig, you can park it out there, but just be aware it's going to be outside of the security and outside of the gates. Friday morning, the gates will open at, and I'm going to do the same thing here that I'm going to ask you guys to do. I'm going to look right at the supplemental rules when I read this. So if you ask yourself, wait, what did he say? Open the supplemental rules and check them out because it's right there. On Friday, the gates are going to open at 7 a.m. for move-in for those of you who are participating in the HOD practice and test session on Friday. If you're not participating in the HOD track event on Friday, the gates will open for you at 2 p.m. in the afternoon, okay? So first thing in the morning, 7 o'clock, gates open for the participants in the HOD program. If you're not running the HOD program, gates open for you at 2 o'clock in the afternoon for move-in. What, you might ask, is the HOD practice and test program? Well, that's being brought to you by our friends at Hooked on Driving, specifically Adam Rickardell. He is the Palm Beach track manager and also runs the HOD program, and he is racing with one of the teams with us on Saturday and Sunday. So pretty cool little combination of events there. Adam and I have worked together at a couple of events, and it's worked out really well. And Adam is putting this thing together mostly specifically for the ChampCar teams. If you'd like more information about it, the contact is in the final information email. It's also available in the supplemental rules. There is specific pricing for ChampCar teams. So log in. If you don't even have the links, just go to HOD, look for the Southeast region for HOD, scan through their events, and click on the one for the Palm Beach race. There are a couple of different Palm Beach events, so make sure you grab the one on the correct date. But there is pricing available. And long story short, skipping to the end, there is a practice and test session available for you, both morning and afternoon sessions for ChampCar teams. So more information on that at HOD. And again, a big thank you to Adam and to the folks at HOD for putting this together with us. We've done this sort of cooperative setup events at Palm Beach last year at Sebring, and it's worked out really well for the ChampCar team. So thank you for the HOD guys on that. So moving along, as I said, the practice and test session on Friday. ChampCar Tech and registration will be open. We're going to open about 9 o'clock, so we'll be available until 5, 6 in the afternoon. Hopefully we'll get done, be able to close up 5 or 5:30. But the big thing here is for those of you who are running the test session, please remember to take the time to get your car through tech and registration. Please don't all of you guys wait till the very, very end of the day when the track goes cold and then try to rush over to tech and registration, because we'll never get everybody through. Just keep an eye on the line. When the line gets down to a couple of cars, pop over, knock the car through tech inspection, go to registration. It only takes a couple minutes and you get right back out on the track to run your test sessions. How, you might ask, can you make that process go a little more smoothly? So first, if this is not your first event of the year and you already have a 2021 tech inspection sticker on your car, all you got to do is go over to registration, pay up your funds if you have any left, collect your wristbands for your crew and your drivers, and you'll be good to go. If this is your first race of 2021, your car will need to go through tech inspection. But all we are going to check is your required safety equipment on the car. You need, team captains, talking to you guys, team captains, go into your registration, look for the little button link on the right that says submit a tech form. Click on that. The Palm Beach race will show up first in the queue from any ones you were signed up for. Fill out your online tech inspection form. It's basically the exact same as the paper copy. You put in your car information at the top, select your base VPI, scroll down the form, any modifications you've done. There's either check boxes for yes or no, or drop down links for the number of, say, shocks and springs, 1 through 4. If you've only got 2 on the front, maybe you've got 3. You couldn't have, decided to not do 1. However many wheels you got on your car, there's a button link there. There's a space to calculate square footage of materials for metal, plastic, etc., and then total up your total value at the bottom. Save that in the system. When you go through tech, they will open the form. They will check your safety equipment, hit save. It will bounce over to registration. And when you walk over to registration, go through, get your wristbands and done. So make sure you get your tech inspection form completed, submitted, and saved before you get to the track. If you don't, there's Wi-Fi at the track. You can use your air card on your phone, however you need to do it, but get that taken care of before you run the car through tech. Speaking from experience, one of those little things you learn, if you are the team captain, but not the primary mechanic, make sure you check with your primary mechanic and make sure that you know exactly what is and is not bolted on the car. Unfortunately, we've had a few situations this year where the car, as claimed on the form, was not exactly the same as the mechanics had the car set up when he or she got to the track. And that's caused some heartache for some teams. And we certainly don't want that for anyone. So make sure, team captain, that you know exactly what is bolted on the car and claim it appropriately on your tech form. Again, the tech inspectors will check your safety equipment, send you over to registration. Same thing. How can you speed up registration? Please make sure your memberships for your crew and your drivers are paid up. If you can, please get your entire registration payments paid up. That will dramatically speed up the process. We can take care of that stuff over at at registration, but it just takes a couple extra minutes. So if you want to speed the process up, just take some time to log into your registration system and get everything taken care of in advance. So again, in the afternoon, looking over here, it's me glancing over here at the supplemental rules. At 2 o'clock, if you're not participating in the HOD event, they'll open up and you guys can roll in there. Same thing, the paddock will be open, the tech and registration will be running. If you have been to Palm Beach before, you know what I'm about to say. If you haven't, the track has a ton of room on pit lane. They have literally one of the biggest pit lanes we go to. The paddock, maybe not the biggest we go to. There is plenty of space, but it needs to be patterned out properly. In other words, you guys just can't come in and just start randomly setting up anywhere. There's just not that much space. Adam did a really good job last year of marking out spaces for haulers and then sizing them based on the size of the equipment and the rigs, and then working with your pit assignments. So Adam will have a copy of the pit assignments in advance. Your pit assignments will be attached in the email that this video came in. But when you roll in, expect to get some guidance either from one of my people or Adam or one of Adam's people telling you where to park your rig so that, one, we can maximize the use of space in the paddock, and 2, your paddock will be set up somewhere close to where your pit assignment is. So you won't be on one far end of the paddock and pitted on the other end. So Adam and I will work together on this. We'll have it set up in advance. It's a pretty easy deal. There's only one way in and out of the paddock anyway, but just when you roll in, just look for somebody to give you directions on where to go. So that'll make more sense when you get to the event, but just don't be shocked by it when you get there, and just be looking for that kind of, just be looking for that information on the front end. Paddock parking directions. Remember that we will have a new to ChampCar meeting Friday afternoon in the, probably in the tent area over there. It'd be the most convenient place to do it. If you are new to ChampCar racing, if this is your first ChampCar race ever, first, welcome. I'm glad you're here. Hope you guys have a great time. If you are new to wheel-to-wheel racing at all, if this is your first race ever, or if it's just been a while since you've raced with ChampCar and you'd like kind of a deeper dive and update into how we manage and officiate a race, please follow the link in this video to our new to ChampCar video presentation. is also linked on our forum. There's a thread there with the new to ChampCar video. It's a deeper dive into how we manage a race, how we officiate a race, how we manage the start, how we manage pit lane, pit stops, timers, all that kind of stuff. So if it's been a while and you're unfamiliar with it, please take a few minutes to watch that video. As I say, it's a much deeper dive into our timing system and everything else. The only thing that is not in that video is our Flagtronic system, which we are rolling in at more and more races. But if we have a race where that Flagtronic system is involved, we'll talk more about it at the event. So that's the only thing that's not covered in there. But 5-minute pit stops, where you have to be on pit lane, whether or not you have to stay on 5 minutes, what's considered to be fueling, not fueling, all that stuff is covered in there. So please take a few minutes to watch that video if you feel you need it. Again, we will have a new to ChampCar drivers meeting Friday afternoon. Certainly, Adam will have a drivers meeting before the practice day on Friday morning. So several drivers meetings going on. Make sure you attend the correct ones. But if you're new to ChampCar or you're just looking for a refresher, please come to that meeting Friday afternoon. We will have a full drivers meeting Saturday and Sunday before each race. This is for all drivers. We recommend that anybody going over the wall comes to that meeting. Basically, all participants come to the meeting, gives us a chance to talk about the event and whatnot. But ChampCar drivers meetings are always 1 hour before the green flag. So 8:30 Saturday morning, 8:30 Sunday morning. Please report to the tower for a full drivers meeting. That's why I'm not going to go into a huge lot of detail here now about things like pit lane, timers, fueling, because I'll cover all that at the drivers meeting then. This is more about your load in and etc. So I'm moving down along here as I glance down at my notes. Again, please take a look at the supplemental rules for any specific details, any other things you may have missed about timing and whatnot. We do need to be completely out of the paddock Sunday afternoon after the race. I think Adam and I were basically looking for maybe 7, 8 o'clock at the latest, but we do need to be out Sunday afternoon. Basically, Adam needs to let his staff go home at the end of the event. At some point, those poor guys got to get out of there. So Sunday, as soon as the award ceremony is over, please pack your gear up and make arrangements to get out of there. So we do not have any overnight Sunday into Monday. There is a trailer. Again, you can drop your trailer outside the gate in the overflow parking Sunday night if that's important. But again, it'll be outside the gate. We need to be out of the paddock and out of the gate area Sunday night. Please have your car gridded up after the drivers meeting by 9 o'clock. Be ready to go. Again, we'll talk about that more at the drivers meeting Saturday and Sunday morning. One thing I just want to reiterate here, because it's come up a couple of times. We have asked you guys in the past, under a full course caution, specifically under a full course caution, to please catch up to the pace car. Under a full course caution, that's a double yellow. If you're the leader, please know you're the leader and look for the pace car to come out. If you're not the leader, be looking for the pace car, because we may have to just scoop up whomever. But if you're not the leader, pace car will give you hand signals, send you around and pick up the leader. But if we're under full course caution, it's because I need a big open area of track so the service workers can work the incident. So I need everybody bunched up together. And you guys have done a terrific job this year of catching up to the pace car and not having multiple pace cars cruising around out there. You've done such a good job at it that at a few tracks, we've generated some other complaints, which is please don't go hot footing it through the incident area when you're trying to catch up to the pace car. So around the track, catch up to the pace car. When you are going through the incident area, that's the whole reason for the double yellow. Remember, standing yellow, 70% race speed, waving yellow, 50% race speed. So go through the incident area carefully, be mindful of the guys out there that are working to clear the incident, and then catch up to the pace car. So that's one of those things where you guys did such a good job of listening to me that it generated a follow-on problem. Not the worst thing in the world, but I appreciate you guys catching up to the pace car. Just please be careful going through the incident area. That is all I've got. Again, I'm going to talk a lot more about pit lane, that kind of stuff. It's in the video. I'll talk more about it at the drivers meeting Saturday and Sunday now that we can do these things again. And as always, I'm going to talk really slowly for a minute and look at Paulie on the other screen. Now that I've waited for a second, Paulie has brought up the thing he wanted to remind me about, and that was sound. So yes, in our supplemental rules, it says under ESN 1, max sound at 96 dB will be enforced, yada, yada. So here's the deal with sound. Over the years, ChampCar has gone to a lot of different racetracks who had a huge variety of sound regulations, some none, some with really, really tight regulations. But very deep in our rule book, there was always a ChampCar sound limitation. And quite frankly, it was rarely enforced. But what was happening was teams would go to tracks for several years that had no sound regulations at all. And then they'd expand and race with us somewhere else that had really, really strict sound regulations. And they'd get dinged for sound. And they were totally unaware of what their sound was or the fact that anybody even had a sound rule. So what we started doing is enforcing our sound rule, 96 dB. And when I say enforcing, it means letting you know what your sound is. And a lot of times we do modulate it based on the track. Some tracks have no sound requirements at all. Taking a step back on that a second, me, my staff, all the people who work for ChampCar, our job, our primary role is to help you get through the race weekend and have a good time. No one is looking for a reason to ding you, find a reason to penalize you, black flag you or anything else. All we're trying to do is help you get through the race weekend. And the more information we can give you about the rules and about things like sound, the better it is for you guys. So we will be taking sound regulations at Palm Beach like we do everywhere. If you are slightly over, we will let you know. If we have time, we may even help talk with you a little bit about some recommendations on how you can make your car quieter. We have had some cars at some events that were ticking, and I swear I'm not making this up, ticking the meter at 115 dB. Again, we're not looking for a reason to pull you off the track. We certainly don't want to do that, but 115 is really, really loud. So the way we've been doing this is we let you know, we tell you what your sound is and tell you what you need to meet and help you kind of get there. But if we continue to get complaints about it, and if it's a track that has a really, really restrictive sound requirement, then we may have to bring you in and make you get it fixed. Some of that is going to be dependent upon the track. Palm Beach does not have a really rigid sound enforcement number. Basically, they're pretty far out away from things. There's a train track across the street. There's an industrial plaza down the road. And there's literally a jet engine testing and rocket facility on the other side of the street called Pratt Whitney. So sound's not a huge, big issue out there, but it is in our rule book, and it's something we're slowly starting to kind of clamp down on. So to make it short and simple, we will be checking sound Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. That does include the test day. We will let you know if you're over sound. We will let you know how much you're over sound, and we will help work with you on getting your sound down. Not looking for a reason to bring anybody in. I certainly don't want to do that, but we cannot have cars that continually hit over 100 dB, and in some cases 110 and 115, and just let it go. If you're way up at that level, we are going to have to work with you and help you try to get that sound down. Since I mentioned Pratt & Whitney, this came up last year. We have a no drone policy in ChampCar overall. We haven't really had any problems with it, but the Pratt & Whitney and the Sikorsky facility across the side, they do a lot of, let's just say really, really high-end government contracting work, including on stuff with, they really don't want people taking pictures of, and they have a really, really, really rigid no drone policy anywhere around their property, and they have the ability to bring your drone down. I really don't know how to do it, but people around there have told me that folks have launched drones and they've immediately just turned around and dropped like a brick out of the sky. So if you're thinking about playing around with your drone, this is not the place to do it. So just a quick reinforcer of the no drone policy. So Polly, does that cover it? All good? Oh, I'm getting a thumbs up from Polly. Awesome. Fantastic. So thank you guys very much. Please travel safely coming to the race. We look forward to seeing you there, and bye.